Guillermo del Toro and Jessica Chastain talk about terror and the dark side of human nature. Del Toro, but you had notes, even on crutches. How is this going to be done? And what was great is we were talking about horror as a possible genre for great stories or great emotion. Chastain, I love this genre. Mama was my first horror film, actually. And I've said it in multiple interviews that I love the genre, because it really is, for me, at the time. Especially 10 years ago, it was one of the few genres that showed women as I believe we are, as really strong and heroic. And it was rare to find those kinds of superheroes in other genres. Del Toro, yes. And it's so emotional. If you tap it with a story that has sort of a mythical dimension, which Mama did, that ending, I still don't know how we got away with that. Chastain, that was actually one of my notes. Do you promise it's going to end like this? Because that's what made the film so cool. And then you reunited for Crimson Peak. What do you remember about where you were in your careers and why you wanted to work together on that? Chastain, well, I remember. I think it was an email, right? Basically, Guillermo said, hey, I have a project. And I just said, yes. I definitely am interested. I knew I wanted to work with you. I just wanted to be in one of your films. But I wrote back and I was like, can I play the not nice one, please? Del Toro, yes. I said, I was hoping you would say that. Because to be completely, disarmingly honest, the reason I made Crimson Peak was Lucille. I love all the characters and all this, but to me, there's a lead character, and there's the character that is not leading the narrative. But it's a character that the movie is sort of a plan about. And Lucille, for me, was that character. Chastain, I love that character. Del Toro, and I think it's a character that we agreed beautifully, that her flaws were her virtues. Now we said, let's play the flaws as musically as a symphony of amazing color. Chastain, but what I love too, that you gave, was the whole character biography and background. And all the things about seeing Lucille as almost like an insect, this idea that her skeleton was on the outside of her body. And you see that even with the costumes, where there's this shield. Or, like an insane asylum, where it's the straitjacket. You're tied in. And then, once it's loose, she's free in her chaos. And that was super exciting to play. Del Toro, look, the movie, to me, and unfortunately, it was launched as a horror movie. And it stumbled on that. Chastain, I know. It breaks my heart. Del Toro, but it has found a massive audience.